what about abortion? She seems saying that the mother should have a choice. My argument is, well, doesn't the child also have the right? And she talked about rape. And then, okay, so the woman fell pregnant, obviously not choice. It's forced upon her. Well, what about the child?
Yeah.
The woman's choosing to abort, and that choice is being forced upon the child. It's the same with the rape.
The fetus doesn't know any unconscious. It's just in the womb. So it's having it rights.
And then I goes, us as adults, we're in a set of guardianship over our children until they become whatever laws. And we, if we abuse that authority and that care, we can end up in prison or whatever. And I go, it's the same with, there's no difference with the child being alive inside you or the child being inside you. You still have a care of duty. Now, you're saying you can choose to abort because literally the child doesn't have a voice. Literally.
You say my body, my choice is inside my body.
Yeah.
So
So if I was to kick the toddler over there and go to prison, what's...
You go to prison.
But just because the child doesn't literally have a voice, you can do what you want to.
Was that her argument?
That was my argument.
Okay,
her argument is just full choice of the man, full stop.
Okay. Up until the point where it comes out of her body.
asked her that. So they say after a period of time you've got the heartbeat or whatnot. She goes, that's difficult question, but fundamentally it comes down to choice.
Okay. Until what point? Until they're born?
Any point. And then
you're saying she could kill a child?
Yeah, and then
a child that's alive.
And then I asked her, what about death penalty? She goes, that's a hard one, I don't believe in it.
Okay.
I goes, okay.
You believe you can kill a child, but you can't kill.
Steve killed John. John no longer has a voice. Analogy. No longer has a voice.
Because he's dead.
But analogy. The fetus has no voice. Analogy. John has no voice. Can John's parents choose whether the murderer can be killed or not? Do you understand?
The problem with
John's family is the mother. John, who has no voice, the fetus. If the mother can choose, then John's family can choose. Do you understand that analogy?
But you're making a straw man argument, because that wasn't her argument. If you're saying that the argument is basically, while the fetus is in the body of the mother has rights over it. Up until the point where it's born, then it's a living human being. An umbilical cord, it's come out the uterus, the umbilical cord's been cut, it's no longer connected to the mother, right? That's the point at which it becomes a human being with rights. Up until that point where it's in the womb.
According to whom?
It's according to
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you said rights. From an Islamic standpoint, the child has a right.
From when? It's not from the moment of conception though in Islam.
The only time you can abort is if...
in the first few weeks.
No. If it's going to be... there's a time period I believe, I think. I don't want to make that claim actually. But fundamentally, if it's going to be detrimental to the life of the mother.
Okay. Right, so if she's been raped in other words.
No! If a mother's going to die, her continuing to be pregnant.
Okay, that's the only reason.
That's the only reason. That's the only time you can preserve the mother's life. Because that's when the mother's life overtakes the life of the fetus of the child.
Okay.
But besides from that, the child rights are bestowed on the child. Now you're saying, or generally it's said, once the umbilical cord is cut, then the child has a right. Islamic, that paradigm is not looked upon. Who says so?
Because a child, you said, okay, parents have a duty of guardianship over their children until they reach a certain age. Okay.
Yeah. My phone's gone.
Yeah. Most people are. It's like it's on the brother of your mother. I don't know how to put it really, because the way I see it, what you say is true. Obviously, if you create life, you have responsibility over that life until it becomes, say, an adult. But then in some cultures, they're like, it doesn't matter how old you are, you still have to obey your parents. You've got like 30, 40-year-olds, and their mum's telling them off for something, and they're like, yes, mum, because they believe that they still have to listen to their parents, even at that age. But obviously, that's a side topic. We're talking about, you know, about human rights. So,
actually, I was going to say that in the Bible, it's actually 100% in favor of the baby.
okay.
Yeah, because there's two instances where the mother was dying, and one of them was actually Rachel, who was Jacob's wife.
Yeah.
And so when Benjamin was coming out, she died at the birth.
Right.
And so in all instances in the Bible, the baby always comes out.
But there was no issue about saving Rachel's life in favour of Benjamin's, so it's not really related, is it?
What do you mean?
Because how could they? Like what you're saying is at the birth she died, so it's not like they knew beforehand that the birth was going to kill her.
Well, I don't know. They said it was a difficult. So and because of her age as well.
Yeah.
So you could see. I think they could tell. And in the case of the other one, which is one of Eli's sons, so his wife, I think it was similar with her as well.
Yeah.
That she was wasn't in the best of state.
Yeah.
But in both cases, the baby came out and the mum died.
Okay.
So I suppose I'm just saying that going by that precedence, that's the priority that we would take.
Well, no, because okay. So you're saying that within Christianity, there's no excuse for aborting the child while the mother is alive.
Well, yeah, for any reason, because on those two occasions, and these were like, I mean, obviously Rachel being a senior, figure in the Bible, and yet she still died giving birth to the child.
Yeah.
So what that shows is that because it obviously doesn't give details of what, and you'd think that people in those days could tell if the mother could be saved by the child dying, because obviously they've given birth to loads of babies.
Yeah.
But in both those situations, the midwife basically took the baby out, and the mum died. So it's as if, regardless of the state the mum was in, the priority was getting out the baby.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Well.
So I'm just saying that we go by those stories in the Bible. So that's what we'd use as the yardstick to measure what should happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what? Because I know you were saying about with Islam, there's a certain age. I suppose
I think it's
knows.
a few weeks.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, even within Christianity, there's nowhere in the Bible where it says you can't have an abortion. So it's not like set in stone.
Well, because the thing about it though is if a woman is pregnant and someone hits her, and the baby's aborted, the baby comes out, then the person who hits her is to be punished. So someone could use that one to say that, well, if you aborted the baby, it's like you're hitting the woman, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So
that's a good point.
So that's.
Drop something.
Let's make love.
No, I see your point. Because it's sort of by analogy, that's like abortion. But that's a good point actually.
Yeah. Oh, and I don't know if you know about the history of the Catholic Church. Because you know that when it came, how she was saying about the child being unwanted and say if the woman got raped.
Yeah.
In every occasion, the Catholic Church, they would actually look after the babies.
Yeah.
I presume they still do it. I presume they still do it now, but obviously back in the times before the NHS, it was actually the Catholics who were doing a lot of this, like looking after children.
Yeah.
And so that's why they had like I think it's actually might still be the case in Ireland.
Yeah.
That you still can't get divorced if that because it's a Catholic country. Southern Ireland.
They changed the law recently, to about a couple of years back.
Yeah.
Or just before COVID.
All right.
About divorce,
No, that was homosexuality. I think they even changed the
Abortion
laws as well.
Yeah, they did.
Very
Yeah?
recent.
I know
Yeah.
Within Catholicism, you can't get divorced. They
No.
can only annul your marriage,
Yeah.
Okay.
but they don't allow divorce in Catholicism.
Okay, that's interesting.
So-
Isn't annulment?
Annulment means that they declare the marriage was invalid.
Oh, at
so
the
they
beginning?
well, no, after you've got married. So, say the wife or the husband finds some reason why their spouse, like, basically did something wrong or whatever. They go to the church, and then I think the bishop declares the marriage annulled. So it's not like it's kind of like a divorce, but it's a bit different. You see what I mean?
But I don't know. Well, I don't know if that might be related to Deuteronomy, because there is one. Admittedly, this is about a woman. If a man, Israelite man, sees a woman among the captives,
Yeah.
and it says that if he can take her and marry her,
Yeah.
but if he finds some uncleanness in her,
Yeah.
then it's okay for him to put her away.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the law you're saying about. So is it related to something that was a problem from when the marriage happened, or is this just related to the marriage can be proper up to a certain point,
Yeah.
and then something happens at that point, and then they can annul it.
Yeah. Well, I think it could be like. I don't know when it says that, like, if a man marries a woman and he finds some uncleanness in her, what does that mean exactly?
Oh
Does it mean
no. Any uncleanness means according to the laws of.
But what would be an example of that?
Oh, if he found out that she.
Guys, I'm gonna leg it.
Okay,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah, I'm just soaked.
Yeah, me too.
Right, look after
All right.
yourself.
Yeah. All right.
Is it Michael? I can't remember.
Michael.
Michael.
Yeah.
All the best, Michael.
Yeah. All right.
Next time,
Yeah,
inshallah.
salam alaikum, bro.
Look after yourself.
All right. Yeah. So what was this? Oh yeah. So the uncleanness. So one example would be, because if he finds that she's already laid with a man, because what it is, when they get the captive woman, the expectation is that they're fortunate enough to pick a woman who hasn't known a man before.
Yeah.
So that would be the case, that if, or even if he asks her and then he finds out that that's not the case.
Yeah.
So then, because obviously she withheld it from him, then that would count as a reason why he can then put her away. But he's not allowed to sell her.
Yeah.
So, but if there's nothing wrong with her, he actually has to keep her. So he can't just do what he wants with her and then try and sell her afterwards. No, once he's chosen her, even though she was a captive, he has to stay with her all his life.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as she didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. So why is there a law saying that the man can't divorce like a captive woman that he's married, but he can divorce like an Israelite woman, for example?
No. It's the same thing with the Israelite woman. It has to be something that she's done. There
You can't just divorce her for no reason.
No. There's no provision for no reason divorcing.
Okay.
It has to be something she's done.
But didn't Jesus say? Because the Pharisees were asking him about divorce, and he said the reason Moses allowed divorce was for the hardness of your hearts.
Yeah.
But I say unto you, except a man divorce a woman for any cause except for fornication, then he has committed adultery, and he causes her that is divorced to commit adultery.
Yeah.
So that's saying there were other reasons why a man could divorce a woman, other than uncleanness, such as fornication, such as other reasons.
Yeah. But those are all based on something the woman has done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like he decides one day, I don't want to be married to you.
No. See, that's the thing is, no man could do that anyway, because see, one of the you could say safeguards about the way they used to do marriage back then compared to now, is that it would always be the father who would give the daughter away.
Yeah.
So the fact, so here sometimes when they have weddings, they have the father giving the daughter away.
Yeah.
But they do that symbolically.
Right.
Back then, it was actually a business transaction because the parents would get money from the husband.
Yeah.
And so so what that would mean is that anything the man, and that's one of the reasons why the man couldn't just get rid of the woman for any reason, because he's gone to the parents, giving them money for her. Yeah. And so now if he decides, I can't be bothered. You see, the problem is back in those days, it could almost be, well, sort of a death sentence, but most women could go back to their parents. Yeah. But the problem is if they couldn't, there isn't, like a place like shelter, like what we have now for women, it didn't exist back then. Yeah. So the women really did have to stay with a family of some kind in order to get protection.
Yeah. So let's say he divorced her, she could just go back to her parents' family. Go back to her parents.
No, but that's what I'm saying is that he would have to have a reason which is good enough that the parents would accept. Because so
otherwise he would be like disgracing himself in the community.
Well, he's disgracing her though. That's the thing.
Okay, yeah.
Because remember, if he falsely accuses her of something to try and get rid of her, so now she has a sort of bad reputation. Yeah. And you see, the thing about it is, back then reputations counted for a lot more than they do now. Yeah. So back then, if she say wanted to, well, I mean, speculating here, but the thing about it is that
basically a divorced woman was considered like shameful.
Yeah.
So she probably wouldn't be able to marry again. She'd find it hard to get married.
Yeah, well, she could find some like low life guy who probably would, but that's the thing, any respectable man, that's it. You wouldn't be able to go anywhere near them.
Yeah. Whereas in Islam, divorce is relatively easy. Like a man can divorce his wife for any or no reason, and same with the wife. She can divorce her husband.
But where do you get that one about the wife being able to divorce her husband?
Well, it's a little bit harder for the wife. Yeah. She has to go before like a judge, Qadi, and but she can divorce her husband for no reason as well. The reason why it's harder for a woman is because basically, if you look at the divorce statistics, even in this country or anywhere, a woman is much more likely, a wife is more likely to divorce her husband than her husband is to divorce his wife. That's why it's made slightly harder for the wife to discourage her from divorcing her husband just like willy-nilly for no reason.
Yeah, so I suppose what they say is because the women are more emotional. Yeah. So they would, things that happen, negative things affect them more strongly than whereas a man can absorb them. Yes. Yeah, I suppose that's what they say. Yeah. But this what you're saying about the woman being able to divorce, I think that isn't a hadith, but I don't know.
No, they are. It's in Islam they are allowed to divorce their husbands.
Yeah.
Like I know some people for some reason they think that they can't, but from what I've heard they can. So.
But you know who's? Oh yeah. I mean not modern Islam, but do you know if anyone who's mentioned that has cited like a hadith relating to that?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm new to Islam myself, so I don't know what the hadiths are.
Right. Yeah, because I don't know if you know. Have you ever has anyone like explained to you like how they do like the laws in Sharia?
No.
Alright, okay. I thought this is something that they would actually explain to Muslims. Because what it is, from what I can see, because whenever you find you can kind of see how they do it. Because if you go onto one of the sites where they got the fatwa, anytime a sheikh does a fatwa, he has to have a proof. Okay. And the proof will either be in the Quran hadith or the one of the older scholars. But then obviously those older scholars they had to essentially use Quran and hadith as well. Yeah. And so they would have to quote the particular Quran verse or hadith that they were using as their proof for their fatwa. Right. And so anything they come up with, like you're saying about the wife being able to divorce. Yeah. So for a sheikh to put that forward as a fatwa, he has to have a proof for it?
Yeah, no, a proof from the Quran or the Hadith.
Yeah.
Yeah, there must be one. I mean, otherwise, yeah, it wouldn't be allowed. So
Yeah,
there must
so-
be a precedent for it.
Mm.
The Quran or the Sunnah.
Yeah.
They call it kula. That's when a woman divorces her husband. It's called
Right.
kula. But
Right.
when a man does it, it's called talaq.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, they are different.
Yeah. I suppose that's the thing. But you know, with the because you know, with like now you've sort of recently become a Muslim.
Yeah.
Do they do a lot of? Because this is one thing I'm just kind of wondering. You know, especially when I like speak to some other Muslims, is that they seem to. I know it's a lot when they like say things against the Bible. It's like you can meet like I don't know 5 different Muslims and they'll say roughly the same thing in relating to a specific subject.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, those kind of things about what Muslims say against the Bible, is it actually taught in the mosques or is it more they get it from online?
Wait, hold on. You've said two things there. You've said that Muslims disagree amongst each other about things, and then you said that we attack the Bible.
Oh no, not disagree. I must have. I didn't say.
You're saying there's specific things we say against Christianity,
Yeah.
such as?
Oh no, against the Bible, because they would say the standard thing would be if you say like the Bible is corrupt,
Right.
and the usual way they'd use that is to say that the one they use mostly is to say that there's talking about a certain thing in the Bible, and you can go to two different places,
Yeah.
and it says something different.
Okay.
So they're saying that that's one.
Contradictions.
Yeah, so that's what they're saying. And so they and you have like a classic source is I don't know if you've ever seen this leaflet, because I don't know if they still have it in the mosque. It's called the Combat Kit Against Bible Thumpers.
Okay.
You never seen that?
I've never seen it. No.
Oh, okay.
Sounds interesting.
No, because that's a they must have stopped using it, because I think that used to be a popular leaflet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look that up. Maybe I'll find a copy somewhere.
Yeah, because I'm surprised they don't still because it's by Ahmadiyya.
Okay. Well, probably the people who do Dowry know about it, because I've not been trained formally to do Dowry.
Right. And so
But
what?
yeah, I know who Ahmadiyya is.
Yeah. And so they I hear people use some of the things from that, but then and what do they? And obviously, a lot of them are trained to like say things against the Trinity, but because I'm not a Trinitarian, so I don't really. They don't really come with those things to me.
Yeah.
But the ones, the main one is contradictions, and then I suppose that's the main one I get, and then the other one is whenever I talk with Lamin, he keeps saying about how the Apostle Paul's an Antichrist.
Okay.
And I've actually read this leaflet that I went to some Dawah guys in Croydon. They gave me this leaflet, which actually it's actually a booklet, and it's about the where they're trying to show how the Apostle Paul is against Jesus.
Yeah.
And so I got it and read through it, and the interesting thing is that the Bible verses they're bringing out was similar to when I had the discussion with Lamin.
Yeah.
So it's as if the source, whatever source Lamin used to see what they were saying against the Apostle Paul was similar to whatever they used to produce this leaflet as well.
Right.
So I suppose what I'm trying to say after all what I've just said there is that it seems there's a lot of things prepared to train Muslims to like go against the Bible and the Christians.
Yeah.
But it's
Yes, sorry, go on.
no, but it's as if that they emphasize that a lot more than say with us Christians. When you go to anywhere like a church, etc.,
Yeah.
it's mostly teaching like how to things from the Bible.
Right.
And that is why you also notice that when a lot of Christians come here, the Muslims, the our people, like jump on them, and it's mostly attack without and the Christians will not be attacking back because they're just coming trying to push what they've learned about what they believe.
Well, no, actually, I would say I have heard Christians attack the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Oh yeah,
like they have a standard set of things
say
against Islam.
But and I know where they get that from is there's this website called
Answering Islam.
Yeah, and so you'll find that most of the stuff they say will come from there. But no. So what I was wondering, so with that, so all this. So what I'm really trying to find out is all this. The Muslims are coming with this.
Yeah.
Is this coming from? Do they get that from the mosque or is it mostly from online?
Well, actually, a lot of it, I would say, even comes from the Quran, because the Quran specifically speaks against the Trinity. It speaks against Jesus being the Son of God. It speaks against. So, what was the other thing you mentioned?
Well, it was the Bible being corrupted, or
so there is a verse in the Quran that basically says that. There are other verses that say it has been given as a guidance. The Torah and the Injil has been given as guidance, but then later on it does go on to say that they were corrupted. So what I would say to you is most of that it originates from the Quran, actually.
So, but would they then be teaching that? That's what they would be teaching the Muslims.
Yes. The
things mentioned in the Quran about what against the
vis-a-vis Christians and Jews. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. But I know of like sort of another discussion I had with Lamin relating to like evangelism.
Yeah.
Would you get the feeling that Muslims are more taught to like try to come up with arguments against another person's belief more than trying to like promote their own belief?
Well, the thing is, when Muslims are giving da'wah, the first thing that we will speak about is the tawheed, so the oneness of God.
Yeah.
And obviously that can get into a side conversation about the Trinity, but if we're talking specifically about Islam, so we'll talk about the tawheed, the oneness of God. We'll talk about we believe in all the prophets from Adam through to Jesus, and then Muhammad, peace be upon them all, as the last and final messenger. And then the other thing we would talk about is about the Quran, obviously, as being the uncreated word of God. Basically those are the things we focus on.
Yeah, so do you know, because I don't know if you, because it's something that I haven't really experienced, but I don't know if you might have, where say there's something in, because an example is like in the Bible we have like a classic one is Sermon on the Mount by Jesus.
Yeah.
So you can like read through it and it has loads of examples of things that Jesus is saying like what people believe in they should do, how they should treat other people, and this kind of results they should get. So saying like how the things they do should have this positive result. Do you know of anywhere in the Quran where it's similar, where you can like read like a long section which explains different things like that?
Well, I was going to say it's not in the Quran, but it's the last sermon of the Prophet, peace be upon him, that he gave. In Mecca, and basically it has a long list of things as a Muslim that you should do, that you shouldn't do. So it's like the Sermon on the Mount in that sense.
Right, but as far as you know, there isn't anywhere in the Quran that's like that.
Well, the thing is, brother, I haven't finished reading the Quran.
Right.
So if I finish reading it to you, I could tell you.
Yeah.
But there are. Obviously, the Quran is made up of surahs. You've got some long surahs, some short surahs, inshallah, if I can find it, I'll show you. But I'm sure there's a place like that. If you're looking for just like a long list of rules,
because
thou shalt not, that sort of thing.
Well, no, it's more because what I liked about the Sermon on the Mount is that. He gave rules, but it's the way that he gave examples as well. So
like parables. Or no?
Well, no. So he's explaining things that the people should do.
Yeah.
So, but he's using examples of, say, you should do this, and then the reason you're doing this is so that this result can happen, or don't do this, or make sure you do this before you do this. So there's quite a lot of like variation in how he's explaining. So he's not just giving you the set rules. He's actually it's like he's giving well, the term we use is breakdown. Okay. He's giving a breakdown of what he means. Yeah. So he's giving. So he says don't do this, but then you also add like a so that. So he's giving you what the result.
Yeah. Hello, you alright?
Yeah. So he's giving you the result that's expected from you doing this thing as well.
Yeah.
So I suppose because obviously we got the rules, like when you're reading like Leviticus or like Exodus. Yes. They will list the rules like one after the other.
Yeah.
But
Did you just left?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go as well.
Alright, brother.
Cold, yeah. So I'll probably see you on Sunday again.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
See
All
you
right.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Salam alaikum.
Yeah. So I'd be, if you can find something like that, it'd be interesting to see, because I have to admit I've read through parts, but I haven't really like sat down, because the last time I read through the whole thing was sort of like way back in the 90s when I was staying in some Pakistani guy's house. So I was just bored.
Yeah.
And I was just
you read the Quran then?
Yeah, so I just sort of sitting there. So since I was unemployed, and
Yeah.
But since then, that was the last time I've gone through the whole thing.
Right.
So now it's just a case of when something comes up, I'll like read. Yeah. I'll just read through, that's whatever relevant section of it.
Yeah. Okay. But you're saying, well, if you want like a narrative, there is Surah Yusuf, which is obviously the story of Joseph.
Yeah.
So that's a narrative.
Yeah.
But with regards, I mean, to be honest, I'd have to read the Quran first, then I could tell you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I suppose you could find out from the imam at the mosque.
Yeah.
Because they might know.
Well, I mean, or you could find it yourself.
No, but that's the thing though, because I'm not a Muslim, it'd take more effort for me to find out, isn't it? So Muslim.
You can go on sunnah.com, or there's a lot of websites.
Oh no, but here's the thing. I've tried doing searches for certain subjects, and what I found is that I don't know if it's to do with because of the way the words are used is different.
Yeah.
So it's like when you try and put a subject in, the results you get back are just not really relevant. So it's as if the only real way to find the proper things relating to a specific subject is someone who's experienced, who's actually like done a lot of reading.
So like, what kind of subjects are you interested in?
Well,
what were you searching for?
No, what was the one else? Because I was having a conversation with a Muslim, and it was to do with the people. When the Muslim makes it to paradise, it's how. Will they be changed in order so that they're not, so that they don't get angry anymore, or the negative emotions are all gone.
Yeah.
And so what he said to me is that Allah's going to remove the nafs.
Okay.
Yeah, and
you've got three nafs. There's I forget the names, but basically, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's like the negative nature.
Yeah,
He's going to remove it.
Yeah, and so I asked him, so where do you know where the references for that are? Hadith, Quran, etc. And he didn't know. Okay. So I went and did a search trying to look at negative nafs and removes nafs. Yeah. So when I tried to search, the results there's nothing meaningful was coming up.
Okay.
So that's why I'd feel to get the proper answer, it's like you need some sheikh who's actually looked into it.
Yeah.
And who's actually done some legwork to get information together, and then because trying to do search, a lot of the times I find when you're doing searching on the subject, it's as if you don't use the exact words that were used when someone else researched the subjects, then you won't find it.
What I suggest you do, brother, is just if you've got some questions, just either write them out or type them out on a sheet of paper, and then bring them here next time you're here, and there's should be a sheikh, you can ask them.
All right.
You just give them a piece of paper and say, can you answer these questions for me? And then,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, you could do that. All right. Well, it's like everyone else.
Yeah, some people over there. I think.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Well.
Okay, it's been lovely talking to you. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
See you guys in it.
All right. Yeah. See you later. Yeah. It's Israelites will return to take down Islam.
Okay, wow,
Yeah.
that's a long title.
Yeah.
Is that the title of the YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Israelites will okay, I'll look that up.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
Alright, God bless you, man.
Alright, and you as well. Alright, see you.
Israelites will return to take down Islam.